Without taking much time, I request the Program Chair of National Skill and Entrepreneurship Innovation Conclave, Sri Satyajeet Rajan, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, Sri Satyajeet Rajan.
Good morning, everybody. I would thank Souvik, you and your entire team for having worked hard, having got us speakers from across the country. Something which has been very dear. I'll be retiring in a month, so something which has been dear ever since my beginning of the career in the IAS. This probably would be the last seminar to summit up my journey because in this journey, when I was general manager district industry center way back in early 90s, the liberalization of the country's economy was on, and we had a very good team here in government of Kerala, and I was right in the field at in Trivandrum district, and our job was to register as many units as possible. So we used to get target for every month. There will be a target. Now, how do you create units? How do you tell people that look, they should come forward, and here is a good idea, so they should. Those were not the days when individuals used to come out with very bright ideas. We had a huge job of telling people that these are the ideas which will work. So there were two ideas which I tried to sort of spread those days. Uh, the industrial units which were set up were basically, typewriter typing learning institute. It would be, uh, one unit will teach 30. Each one of them will set up a typing learning institute. They will again train 30. So I found that the number of learning institutes is so much, and everybody is learning and there are no jobs. So I tried to take them away, and two areas which I really tried to sort of promote. One was mushroom cultivation, and one was tissue culture. So we had this unit in Palod near Trivandrum, uh, botanical garden, the botanical garden, Palod Botanical Garden. So that I used to go there and used to get ideas. So the tissue culture, there were many professors there who were willing to train young entrepreneurs into tissue culture, how it can be done, and so those areas we took up and tried to promote, in those areas the new kinds of units. And then, I mean, when I was in district, I remember, there was a marine fisheries research institute scientist, Dr. Kuriakos. So Dr. Kuriakos gave me this idea that look, he had done mussel cultivation in a private farm. So mussel cultivation in a private farm, I went to see that, and I was very, because uh, mussel just grows anywhere, but for them to grow in a given environment, that is the research which he had done, and he had patented. So I said, look, you have done a great thing, but can the women, the rural poor women who are who need to be doing something, can we have them engaged in this? And we set up three units. The women units, three women units, and I think it was 20 farmers each, 20 of them each. So they did very well first 2 or 3 years. Then they went through a very bad phase. But when I went to Kasaragod last month, I was told that around 200 women are engaged in this activity, and making livelihood meaning growing something, selling it. So it's the entire process of entrepreneurship, taking risk, putting the money in. So uh, you know and when I finally was in training department. Then, one fine morning, Mr. Krishnan from Udyam Learning Foundation, he was with me along with his team, and he we I came to know that something is happening in Delhi. So Game is an organization. They are doing. They want to create entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, and they are doing a one-day seminar. So I decided that let me see what these guys are doing, and then I went. And Mr. Mekin Maheshwari is here. He's created this game, and you know, I saw enthusiastic young people. They want to create entrepreneurs. I realized that this is something which I have tried to do myself all my life. And then we found that Udyam Learning Foundation, they have a proposal for us that our ITI students, how we can inculcate entrepreneurial mindset in them. And then I realized that this could be just the right thing for our ITI students. And the journey started from there. Within a year now, this curriculum uh, we are introducing across all the government ITIs, 100 ITIs, and all the students. So this, in a short time of 1 year, we had a pilot, and then we had again a larger pilot, uh, and then we trained very recently around 170 of our instructors. So I could feel that the instructors, have attended a couple of their sessions, and I feel that they're very enthusiastic. The best thing which I saw when I went for the pilot program in Kozhikode last year in the month of February. So one instructor is telling that, see, I never thought that the students were there. The students she was referring to, they were just around. That these students can do anything worthwhile in their life. So she had solid apprehensions about their growth prospects. She thought they can't do anything in their life. And they said that they took up this particular training program so well, and they have now confidence in themselves. So this is the journey. The One of the toughest things to be is an entrepreneur, but one of the most rewarding things to be is again is being an entrepreneur, because you do something for yourself. You don't work under anyone. You do something for yourself, and you also create jobs. With that, I would like to come to my major assignment which Mr. Souvik has given me, and I would first like to welcome Madam Ratnaprabha. Madam, I uh, met her first when in in a in a training session. That was a training yoga. Yoga was being trained in Coimbatore in Sadhguru's place. There was also a training session. And ma'am went on to become the chief secretary, and she has chosen to be in the field of skill. It shows that this is an area which is so much so much dear to her. Ma'am, I would like to welcome you on behalf of Government of Kerala and on behalf of the organizers APAC, on behalf of everybody, to this webinar. Then I have my co-colleague, Dr. K. Ilangoan, the Principal Secretary Industries, although a medical doctor, and he is a great medical doctor, by the way. He has the orthopedic, and he is too good in that. But that has not prevented him for leading Kerala in health sector. So today, whatever you see, a lot of people have contributed to Kerala being what it is in health sector, and Dr. Ilangoan's contribution is very, very significant in that. And after that, he's taken over the industries, and I'd like to hear from him how a state which is not known for entrepreneurship, how startup culture has been created in this state and how this is being sustained. I would like to welcome you, Dr. Ilangavan, on my behalf, on the behalf of Government of Kerala,
Thank
on
you, sir.
behalf of APAC, and on behalf of everybody.
Thank you, sir.
We have our major sponsor, the person who has made this happen. This event would have been in great loss if Mr. Vigendra Lal Das, who has been a close friend for quite some time, and he's a CGM in Kerala, and uh, I mean. I don't know how many of you know what a CGM means. Those who are entrepreneurs, they would know what a CGM in a banking sector means. I have found him extremely positive. In fact, SBI uh, continues to be one of the leading banks, the number one bank of this country, primarily because positivism is inculcated in the culture right from the training days. And I would expect him to speak about how the banking system is emerging out of its closet, because banking system, which was essentially a risk averting system, which it is very to a very large extent even now, but how banking system is trying to accommodate novelty, newness, new concepts, new ideas, that we would like to hear from you. I would like to welcome Mr. Das on behalf of Government of Kerala, APAC News Network, and all of you. And of course, the hero for me today is Mr. Mekin Maheshwari, because he has this dream of making entrepreneurs in this country n number. I don't know. You in game you have some huge figure of a target of lakhs and lakhs. I don't know how lakhs and lakhs.
So only 1
Crores.
crore out of the 130
Yeah,
crores
crores, yeah.
that are there in the country.
So that's I mean, already so many exist. Many of the farmers farming, the moment you get out of the clutches of the paddy and rice, in paddy and wheat also is risk taking. It's not entirely, any farming activity has risk element in it. So they're all actually entrepreneurs, and they have to be inculcated entrepreneurial mindset, and any other activity. So entrepreneurship is in all, and that's what I think today we will hear from him, that how it's all encompassing activity. And I would like to welcome you, Mr. Maheshwari, on behalf of Government of Kerala, on behalf of the APAC News Network, and on behalf of all of you. With that, I think I'll conclude my talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sri Satyajeet Rajan, Additional Chief Secretary, Labour and Skills Department, Government of Kerala, also the Program Chair of National Skill and Entrepreneurship Innovation Conclave. The tagline of this conclave is Making Entrepreneurship a Career Choice.